When making my beta oddities video, I'd originally wanted to add in a lot of miscellaneous small things, but I just couldn't seem to find anywhere that they would fit nicely into the final cut. But some of it I still find pretty interesting, so over the past month or two, I've been keeping track of some of the less interesting but still notable quirks this version has to offer. This video mainly focuses on beta 173 because it's what I play the most, but a couple things do apply to beta as a whole. I tried to organize them in order of how much I think they're common knowledge, starting from most well-known going into least well-known, but that kind of thing is a bit hard to quantify, so it's just kind of a rough estimate. Sheared sheep drop 1 additional wool compared to modern, dropping 2 to 4. This lasted from when shears were first added until release 1.1 when it was reverted back to 1 to 3. This combined with the trip and snip method means you can get 5 wool from a single sheep, as well as a minimum of 3. Nightmares, the mechanic where if you sleep in a dark area you'll get attacked in the middle of the night, can be avoided entirely by sleeping just as it becomes nighttime before enemies are able to spawn. Redstone mines at the same speed with a diamond or iron pick. This also applies with all pickaxe types to bricks, furnaces, cobblestone stairs, and stone pressure plates. Squids will always drop 1 extra ink sac compared to modern, dropping anywhere from 1 to 3. This means that every time you kill a squid it will drop at least 1 ink sac. Clay can only ever be found in sand. It will never spawn on either grassy coastlines or in gravel beaches. It's possible for a mob to make its idle noises even during its death animation. This means that if the sound is long enough or if it plays late enough into the animation, it will continue to play even after they've despawned. Sandstone is the only block to have a slab variant, but not a stair variant. You could count stone slabs, but they don't have a full block counterpart that can be obtained through intended means. Prior to beta 1.7, slime balls were the only item to have no use. When using bone meal on grass, dandelions are about twice as common as roses. Slimes only split when you deal exactly the same damage as their current health. I don't know why this is a feature, but if you deal more damage than their current health, they don't split whatsoever. This means that since only the smallest size of slimes actually drop slime balls, the most consistent way to get slime balls is just by punching them to death. This was true from since they were added until beta 1.9 pre-release 1. All the versions of beta 1.7 are the only versions in the game's history to have mismatching cobble and mossy cobblestone textures. Chainmail is the only unobtainable item that is not a block. Stairs, cactuses, pressure plates, fences, buttons, and trap doors will all appear larger when thrown on the ground than they should be. Spiders will always try to jump at you to attack you. This seems to be because they can only hit your head hitbox instead of anywhere on your body. Ghasts and slimes are the only hostile mobs that don't have 20 health. Spiders have 20 health in this version, same as creepers and skeletons, up until release 1.0, when their health is reduced to 16. Because of the fact that sheep, chickens, and cows all don't drop any meat, skeletons are the only mob that can drop 2 different types of items. Sneaking while in a bed will cause you to be able to see inside of your player model. Rails do not drop their item when broken by water from above. This means that if you have a rail leading up an incline and water is dropped on top of it, all of it is deleted. I learned this one the hard way. When this actually happened, I probably lost about 60 gold. Don't worry, I made a backup for this video though. Shears don't lose any durability when breaking wool. They do, however, lose durability when breaking leaves. When you open your inventory, sometimes your character will be facing the wrong direction for about 1 to 3 frames. Opening your inventory while sleeping makes your player model face a different direction depending on the orientation of the bed. The glitch where your character faces the wrong direction for a couple of frames still applies to this as well. Beta 1.7.3 is the last version to have ferns naturally generate until release 1.2.1 when they're added back in the new jungle biome. Interestingly, despite being unobtainable in vanilla survival, shears can be used to collect them in Beta 1.8. Due to similar generation changes, snow is unobtainable in survival from Beta 1.8 until release 1.0. Cakes have 1 less slice than their modern versions, being able to only be eaten 6 times instead of 7. Also, for whatever reason, the side texture moves to the left whenever you take a slice, instead of just staying in place. Obsidian, netherrack, ice, and signs are the only blocks to not receive any changes during the entirety of beta. Coal ore, iron ore, and redstone ore are listed to have no changes at all on the wiki. However, they were all affected by the fix to ore generation in Beta 1.6. Levers received no direct changes, however their texture was altered in 1.7 due to the cobblestone texture changing. Along with that, there are no mobs that remain unchanged throughout the entirety of beta. Whenever you load into a new world for the first time, you will always be placed on sand. And that's all I got for this video. I tried to come up with a couple more obscure things that weren't, did you know 1.7.3 was the last version to have no hunger system? I didn't want to do something like that. But I'd be open to doing another one of these in the future. I liked my my beta oddities video, and this was pretty fun to put together. But other than that, if you guys have any interesting facts about whatever version you guys play, let me know. Put them in the comments. I love reading that kind of stuff. I'd love to do another one of these videos, just kind of about, all the old versions overall.